Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we will explain about mastitis. Mastitis is a common infection in cattle, in cows and livestock and ruminants such as sheep and cows and goats and buffaloes, most animals that give milk. It's characterized by the inflammation of udder and mammary glands. So, we have two types of mastitis, but bacterial infection and fungal infection. In bacterial infection, those species we have Streptococcus species gram-positive, Staphylococcus aureus, Klebsiella gram-negative species, Corynebacterium pyogenes, Bacillus cereus, Pasteurella molluscites gram-negative, and Bacillus cereus gram-positive, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Mycoplasma species, and in fungal infections we have fungal Trichosporum species, Aspergillus fungigatus, and Cryptococcus neoformans, and Candida. Those are the fungal infections. We have in clinical examination, we find two types of mastitis, in general mastitis, acute and chronic. In acute mastitis, it's characterized by the inflammation of the udder, and the udder will be hot udder, known as hot udder, and painful. And the animal is seen fever is detected, and high heartbeating rates. And chronic, in chronic we have the udder will be hard or solid hard when you touch it, and pain, and the udder is cold, not like acute. In chronic, the udder will be cold, and the milk will be watery, and the color of the milk will change to grayish color. Now, we have sorry. I will explain about common bacterial infections and mastitis. First, streptococcal mastitis. Streptococcal mastitis, we know, is caused by Streptococcus bacteria species. They are gram-positive bacteria, of course. And in this bacteria species we have it's characterized by the inflammation of milk gland or mammalian gland. And for diagnosing this type, sometimes histological slides are used, histology detection, or we can say. The mammalian gland is taken and fixed and H&E stained by H&E and examined under the microscope, and somatic cell count is done. In the somatic cell count, there are, in streptococcal mastitis, the presence of large macrophage cells. You will detect large macrophage cells in the milk. And after streptococcal mastitis, we have staphylococcal mastitis. Which type of staphylococcus? Staphylococcus pyogenes. We have three main types of staphylococcus pyogenes: paracute, acute gangrenous type, and paracute gangrenous type. In paracute, the symptom is just like the general mastitis, as we spoke about, inflammation of udder and fever. But in acute gangrenous type, toxemia is detected, toxemia, and this is and causes death. But in paracute gangrenous type, the toxemia rate is higher than acute gangrenous type, so it ends by the animal death. Paracute is so dangerous, but acute is easier to treat at the first stage, and the toxemia rate of paracute is higher than acute gangrenous type. So let's go to Corynebacterium. What's Corynebacterium? It's so easy to detect. It's called we have some properties of Corynebacterium pyogen species. It's The infection happens when the cow is not lactating or non-lactating. It happens in summer weather, and it's characterized by the milk's bad smell. The milk will smell bad, and one of the symptoms are boils on the udder. So it's easier to detect. Corynebacterium pyogens. Corynebacterium pyogens, as we said, boils are found on the udder. It happens in summer, and it happens when the mother is not lactating or non-lactating, and it's characterized by bad smell of milk and mucous membranes of milk. Now, we have E. coli. E. coli, again, macrophages are released, and sometimes E. coli may cause acute gangrenous type of mastitis. But E. coli, you should diagnose it by culturing. All those bacteria, the best thing is culturing the bacteria. So, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, this is rare, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It's characterized by coughing and respiratory infection, sometimes GI infection. And the bad thing about Mycobacterium tuberculosis and that causes mastitis, if a human drinks an infected milk by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, so the human or the man will be infected by the disease. So it means it's zoonotic and it's contagious. So management or prevention, we can say, how to prevent this disease. Preventing this disease, the milking machines should be clean first. The immunity support for the mother, and as I said, immunity support and nutrition, good biosecurity and hygiene, of course. Isolating calves from their mother. If the mother is infected by mastitis, you should isolate the calf from their mother, because if the mother was infected by mastitis, as we say, and taking care of the mother's udder when it gets dry. How should we take care? By cleaning it by hot water, to make the udder soft, and prevent wounds on the udder, because wounds on the udder will let the bacteria enter. In some cases, bacteria enters by the mouth. The mouth of the calf is infected, has bacteria, and it enters the mother's udder. Ways of diagnosing. We have clinical diagnosing or examination, general examination, and we have culturing, one of the most common, and CMT. First, CMT is done, and after that, if the CMT, California mastitis test, is positive, after that the culturing is done to know the causative agent. Is it bacteria or fungi? In CMT, I will explain it in another video. California mastitis test is a test that used to detect mastitis. Treatment. We have, as we know, we have 2 grams of bacteria, gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative. Every student should know this, and how gram staining is done. In gram staining, first, in gram-positive streptococcal mastitis and staphylococcal mastitis, we use penicillin. Penicillin as an ointment, or we can call it Prosain G penicillin. We milk the cow, and after milking the cow, the ointment is fully entered into the cow's udder, and you should not milk the cow for 12 hours. This medication system is giving 3 to 5 days. So penicillin 3 to 5 days. And for gram-negative bacteria, we use oxytetracycline and broad spectrum, 200 milligrams, 3 to 5 days. And we use neomycin for treatment. For fungal treatment, we use sodium iodine and potassium iodine 2 ways, orally and giving it through water, powders in water. And we have a case of mastitis called agelicita. This is dangerous. The cow should be slaughtered. So, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you get benefit from my videos.